Hi, it's Lisa Norell, and I am really prompted to share this idea with you because of everyone returning back to work in some way, shape, or form. New ways of working, new ways of collaborating, and most importantly, new ways of thinking. And many of you who have participated in my courses or have attended my marketing growth leaders peer groups know that there is an evolution in your profession that happens. And if you're fortunate enough, you go through what I call the CMO growth spectrum. And your intent is to make that shift from order taker to innovator. And what that means is many of the people who come to me and want me to coach them or advise them may often be considered service providers or best practices advisors in their own organizations. This is such a great model from Booz Allen that I just couldn't help but share it. So my job is to help you make the leap to that next stage in the growth spectrum. And it starts with your ability to learn and your ability to influence. Now, I understand that some of you may never become a growth champion where you own a division or you own the company's priorities, leading the development of products and brand awareness and new businesses and actually new markets. And that's okay. But what is consistent and what is constant to keep you moving along on this spectrum is your ability to build in what I call instructional or learning scaffolding. Now, scaffolding is important because it starts with having a set of questions upon which you can build not only your understanding of the business, but your ability to grow. And there are 4 questions I want you to think about today as you're, again, redesigning your workforce, redesigning and revisiting your most important priorities for the remainder of your fiscal year, and also promoting people within your own organization. So things are going to be shuffling around here as we're all vaccinated and we get back to work and even have people continuing to work in a more hybrid model. It's going to break down our communications at times. It's going to force us to revisit what's important, both personally and professionally. So I invite you to ask these 4 questions. Number 1, when someone comes to you and says, my hair's on fire, we need to pile on another priority on your plate, the question to ask is, what is the problem we're trying to solve? Question number 2, what does success look like? Number 3, what is good enough? What is good enough? We're not aiming for a perfect outcome here, but we are aiming for some kind of outcome. And number 4, what is it we are not going to address? What is it we are not going to address? I have a client, a $1 billion client, that is notorious for piling on. So they always reach out and tell everybody the new initiatives they're working on. And guess what happens? Everybody wants to be part of it. So a committee that starts maybe with 4 people ends up being a consensus committee of 24 people. 2 years go by and there's no progress, or there's just a lot of navel gazing and discussion. So my job is to help you, again, build some instructional scaffolding around how you treat your job, what questions you ask when people are approaching you to reset priorities or add more priorities. Because much like building a new home where scaffolding is required and must be available in order to reach those new heights, you're going to need some, I'll call it instructional scaffolding, in order to advance and raise your own standards in your career. So I hope this was helpful.